Shut up and sit down.
Bingo, there you go. Literally, just as I'm trying to push the button, you start a conversation. He's been silent for the last 2 minutes, and it's like...
I know.
Anyway, I digress. Hello, folks. Colin here, Festas 67's workshop. And I'm trying to conceal badly a wart that I don't want anyone to see, Guru.
Yes, I'm wearing the gloves because of disaster zone on my finger. People complain, so...
yeah, well, let them complain. If you're hot and bothered and you need to breathe your hands, breathe your hands. It's, you know...
Yeah. Well, it's not nice to look at, so I'll spare them.
You're not nice to look at. That's why you're doing not doing face to cam. But anyway, welcome to the no, I am. Welcome to the Frolic, folks. Yes, if you want to keep this channel alive, shut up. Support the channel on patreon.com/Festa67's workshop. Or click the join button below. You can also use the $sign for a super chat. That gets your name in a big box of colouredness. And then you can see a bit of on-screen air guitar and all of that gubbins. Don't forget also bench, belly, and beverage and biscuit. What's in the bench, what's on the belly, what's your beverage, and what is your biscuit. And talking of the chat and all of that lot, let's do scrolling up.
Oh, steady now.
I'm going to see who we've got in the chat. First up, we got myself a Fox saying hello to everyone. We've then got Bill in saying evening frolickers and frolikies.
Evening, Bill.
Athena is in, says evening all. Hope you're doing well. Colin, this month's name is Athena. I'll get Ivy to decide next month's name this weekend. Sorry I've missed the last 2 weeks, been overworked. No worries, mate. No apology needed.
Yeah.
Just was making sure that you was okay, mate. That was all. Fox says hopefully you get overpaid for overworking. Andy's in, saying good evening. Festa and Fox, hope you have a good show. Hello, Andy. Lovely to see you. Hope you're keeping well. Ron and he's in, saying hello. Hello, Ron. Roman says hello. Hello, Ron. How you doing, you old fart? There you go.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
So, yeah, there you go, mate. He's saying hello. Marcus is in, says good evening, Cole Fox and all in chat. Hello, Marcus. How you doing? I have seen the notification. I am getting down to it, mate. And yes, folks, royalty is amongst us. Yes, we are graced with the model making community's very own. Oh, Sagan. Yes. Jeff Candygram for Mongo is amongst us, folks.
Our loyalties are to the species and the planet. We speak for Earth. Our obligation to survive and flourish is owed not just to ourselves, but also to that cosmos, ancient and vast, from which we spring.
There you go. Good
I can't say I can quote. Yeah, it's a good one, isn't it?
Good quote. And he's saying hello to Festa Foxx, Marcus, Ron, Quinstar, Bill, and all in chat. Everyone's saying hello back to Jeff. Connor is in, saying hello. Hello, Connor. How are you, mate? Lovely to see you in. James is in. JC Bricks and Bills. Morning, Colin Fox, and all in chat. Fester Hugs and Fox Hugs. Hello, James, Alicia, and Shania. Hope you're all keeping well and everything is fine and dandy in the house of Lego. Jeff Light is in, saying hi to Cole Fox and everyone in chat. Big hugs to Jeff and Maggie. Hope you're both doing all right. Lovely to see you. Scraptastic in Scraptastic Crocheter. There you go. He's saying hello everyone. Hello, Scraptastic.
Trip you up that one, didn't it?
No, I was trying to belch at the same time, mate. But there you go. But yeah, anyway, there you go. James is saying hi to Athena and Amanda. Scraptastic Crocheter says, hi B, in bed next, laugh out loud. Marcus has put in a €5.99 super chat. Thank you very, very kindly, Marcus. Lovely gesture, mate. That's what a super chat looks like, folks. And he would have had his on-screen air guitar as well. That would have popped up for him. Yep. Marcus is saying hello to Amanda. Athena's got a belly. His large chicken selects meal with apple pie to finish. Bench, laptop, bevy, large Mackie D. chocolate milkshake ×2 called Bennett Brain Freeze. Barroom snack is roasted nuts. I heard you like roasted nuts, mate. That's me thanking Marcus. I know I'm going to pause, but I want to finish the chat. Marcus, I'm saying thank you for his super chat. Bill, that's terrible Stephen Hawking impression to you. James has been a member for 53 months, and Athena says hello to James. I know I paused for a breath, but I wanted to get that finished because I might not get a chance for the next 10 minutes. Anyway, carry on, dear.
No, I can't remember what I was going to say now. It was just a silly comment. It wasn't anything important.
That's all right, mate, but I was on a mission there. What are we doing today? I hear you all ask.
What are we doing today, Festa? You have shiny things.
I am doing the Brabham fan car. Yes. The Swedish Grand Prix Brabham fan car. And even though I held my head in shame, the fan was to suck the car on the ground. I do know, it's just people need to appreciate as my neurological situation advances, I'm losing my train of thought a lot more. But anyway, just for those that decided to have a pop.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Told you they would.
They would, yeah. Those people are silly.
Absolutely. And Ron has put in a £10 super chat. Thank you very, very much, Ron, for your generosity, mate. It really does. It wells me up, you know. I do get all blubby.
He does. He does.
You know, I just, whenever we come off air, I just sit there and I give him the same conversation. It's really nice when people...
Yeah, he goes all quiet and introspective and thoughtful and blubby.
What's these 2 jars on your bench, Colin? I hear you all
What's
say.
these 2 jars on your bench, Colin?
Well, the gloopy one there is my decanted oven bright because I am getting rid of gnarly, scuzzy hit chrome. That's what I'm up to at the moment, and I'm turning it in ordinary placky ready to paint. So that's what I'm up to. One's the oven bright, and right next to it is a nice big fresh vat of O2. So yes.
Yeah. We do not like the kit chromes, no.
Exactly. Bill's belly, that's literally just got in there, folks. Keep an eye on that. Bill says belly is ash browns with an H. I'm back on the solid food again. Glad to hear it, Bill. Yeah. Limeade and lager. That was another one they did, wasn't it? But
yep.
I used to like a nice light and bitter or a brown ale back in the day, you know what I mean? But
yeah. I mean, this is when I was like 6 years old.
Then I went through a stage where I was into the real ales. I was never into lagers. I always found them too gassy. But I was partial to Scotch, you know. I did like either a nice single malt or a Jack, you know.
Yeah.
But
No, I went through the phase of when I was younger drinking the fizzy lagers until I discovered ales, and I'm like, why am I drinking this rubbish when I can drink actual ale, which is real nice?
Yeah.
And I remember I used to quite enjoy when I was drinking fizzy. I used to quite enjoy Foster's. I know, it's heresy, I know. Until one day I got very drunk on Foster's, went to bed in the middle of the winter, made myself into a duvet burrito like you do.
Yeah.
And woke up the next morning after 7 hours of lying in bed farting Foster's farts all night. And it was just like, it was the worst experience of my life, let's just put it that way. Yeah. I never drank Foster's again after that.
Did you ever suffer snake bite hurts?
Oh, God, I suffered many snake bite things.
If people don't know, snake bite was a 1980s phenomenon where you mixed lager and cider together and just drunk gallons of it, followed by Pernod and Black depth charges. I mean, what a combination.
I remember drinking snake bite and black.
Yeah.
That was the thing around my way at the time, snake bite and black.
Rum and pep was another one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for the ladies, baby sham. I was a 6-pack of baby sham at a bottle party.
Yeah. Baby sham. When I was a little tiny kid and we used to like Christmas dinner, obviously the parents and stuff, my older brothers would drink wine, but I was always allowed a bottle of baby sham with my Christmas dinner.
Oh, look at you.
I was only like 6.
Yeah.
It was very civilised. Not really.
Yeah, if ever we had toothache and that's when the whiskey used to get rubbed on the gums. It's like, yeah.
How to keep the kid quiet? Just get them drunk.
Yes.
Just give them alcohol. There you go. Done. The eagle-eyed amongst the viewers will notice that I'm still doing my horsey mans because I've still not finished them yet.
There you go. That's that chrome stripped nice and quick.
Yeah, how quick was that?
Sit that in the water. Might as well throw all the others in. Why not? Because it's rude not to.
Yeah, it's rude not to.
Get some more of that in
I need a
there.
throwaway brush rather than the little glue brush because that's no good. This throwaway brush that I don't know what it is. I don't care about it. I'll do.
So yeah, not super excited watching me sit there and strip chrome, but it needs doing. It is part of the process. And I've often been asked how I strip the chrome, so yeah, that's how I'm stripping it. But yeah, this is pretty much the engine and gearbox end of the Formula One model. So we'll be putting some of this together tonight once that's done.
When we do these live streams, you get all kinds of bits of the process, not just all the glamorous stuff.
Absolutely. What else is different about? Oh yeah, that's what different. It's got clear body shell.
Oh yeah, if you want to do a sort of cutaway type thing.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna dry fit the two halves of the clear body shell, and I'm gonna let it talk to me because I might try to do something different, where you might be able to see one side of the car through the body shell, whereas the other side will have the paint job. So we'll see. We'll see how I feel about that idea.
You're going to fester it in your own inimitable way.
Yeah, it's one of them. You don't want to diminish from the model because heaven forbid.
Yeah.
You know, but
it's interesting that they give you that option. It's like, oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I just think it's something, different about it.
Yeah, I've never seen that before on a race car kit. Is the cutaway idea?
Exactly.
So it's like, I like the fact they give you the option.
Athena says, when I worked at a pub, I used to love when the guest hour would come in, as I wasn't sure I had the first pint. Good choice.
Yeah.
It's sampling the goods, mate. It's quality control. I went through a stage of drinking brandy and apple 55. Oh, that sounds nice.
Britvic 55. It's orange juice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Britvic 55.
Jeff says, is it me or is the audio cutting in or out? No idea, mate. Everything seems to be going out all right this end, so I'm not sure what's happening there then, mate. But I'm looking at me meters and it seems fine, so yeah.
If nobody else has got it, it'll be you. It could be you. Dee-dee-dee. What was I going to say? I was going to say something then. Oh, yeah, that talking about the clear case on that race car reminded me. I saw a comment the other day on one of Ted's U-boat videos. You know, the big U-boat he did for E-models.
Yeah.
And this person had put, I wouldn't spend all that money on that kit, not if it comes with a clear hull.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what?
Yeah.
What's your actual point here? Because it doesn't matter if it's clear hull. If you don't want to do it as a cutaway model, just paint the hull.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't understand. I'm not going to get this model because it's got the clear plastic hull. What's the? I didn't understand that comment.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it with me Tiger tank as well. That's got clear hull, But yeah, look, the whole body shell.
Yeah.
Is clear. And I've not seen that before on an F1 car. Different way of doing it.
I just didn't get this guy's point. Why would you not want to build a model? Because just paint it as normal. What?
So I might try and mask it in such a way that it has that transition between the paint and the clear of the red engineer's border. See whether I can do it as a partial. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah.
I wonder how that tradition started with the red edges on cutaway models. I wonder how that started out. There must be a tradition that gets stemmed from somewhere.
Well, but when we done ours, we had this as a project when we was at college, where we had to do engineer's cutaway, and I had the 1275 A series engine was my one I had to do, which was perfect because I was a proper mini nut, and that was it. You had your cutaway project, and you had the whole school year to do it in, you know. So
Yeah, that sounds good, that.
yeah, it was proper good fun, and that was the whole red edge border and that.
Yeah.
But it was just, that was how it was done. It was a way of seeing where the cut was. It was a way of distinguishing it from the background parts.
Yeah, or other edges. I do like that look. It's a very nice look.
Yeah.
Sort of red edge cutaway.
Yeah, because the untrained eye won't know where the cut was made if they're not an engineer, are they? So it was a way of distinguishing it. That's what I was told anyway by Hibbo.
I want to know where the tradition of blueprints came from, as in like.
Yeah, Connor says I had it earlier with audio. He said, but I refreshed it. Yeah, it's certainly not this end because, as you can see, there all my meters are working perfectly. So, yeah, this is what I use when anyone says anything about sound and that. Yeah. And also, if anyone says I'm echoing, I go, well, I wear headphones, as you can see.
Yeah, and I've got an earpiece.
So
no speakers.
We don't have speakers connected, so that's the only way you would ever get echo on a live stream is your microphone picking up, and also my microphone has a proper shroud around it, sound deadening, and it's got a TED.
Yeah, got a TED on mine. Yep, same in mine.
There you go.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, if anything funky happens with the stream, it's probably YouTube. Just refresh your browser.
A lot of it's atmospherics, and also don't forget we are due some strange weather phenomenons over the weekend.
Yeah.
Have you had your local tornado text, folks?
No, we haven't had that.
Yeah, apparently it's a thing.
We never get any of that kind of weather.
One of my friends sort of Kent Way has had one, and it's like, oh, we had this message that there was possibility of extreme weather events happening.
I saw a video the other day which was an enormous, like 40-foot tall dust devil in a Manchester car park about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, apparently they reckon we're ripe for tornadoes in the UK this weekend because we've got a bit of a cloud bomb now, as they call it. It's like, I love how they come up with all these exotic names. It's basically, it's basically wind shear is what they're trying to say.
Yeah, blobs of hot and cold air.
Bill says blueprints were invented by Sir John Urchill in 1842 even. Yeah. Jeff says tornado text. Yeah, apparently. I mean, I was watching Sky News and they was saying we're potentially right for something. But yeah, I had someone in Kent area. And it's like, we had an alert. And I'm like, oh, we've had nothing here.
No.
So, yeah.
But why are blueprints blue?
Yeah, I get one from the service utility places whenever we have extreme weather because I'm on the at-risk list. So, we get them ones.
You're in a flooding area as well, aren't you?
Yeah, we're in a flooding area. So, yeah. Yeah, chose the right place to live, really, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Curse you and your lack of climate knowledge.
Bill says it's Wonder Woman's race car. Happy days. Scott's model says hello over there. Hello, Scott. How you doing?
Hey, Scott.
Lovely to see you. And all of that. Look. Yes. Bill says, watch out for wicked witches and flying monkeys. She's in bed at the moment.
Yeah. Oh
no, never! Don't you dare! No, I never said that.
Good job you're not on the internet. Oh.
Fada says, why are tornadoes and divorces alike? There's lots of blowing and then you'll lose your house. See what he did there. Bill Dratsin says, good day, people. Hello, Bill. How you doing?
G'day.
Lovely to see you. Hope you're keeping well.
I like it when we get Aussies in the chat.
Absolutely. I love Aussies and their deadpan delivery.
I watched a fantastic video today of some Australian politician who was standing down, and to celebrate he did a shoey by filling a shoe full of beer and drinking it.
Oh, is that what a shoey is? I never knew that, Fox.
I didn't know what a shoey was. I had no idea. Because I saw the headline saying Australian thing, and I'm like, what's a shoey?
Yeah, I can remember Daniel Ricciardo doing them shoeys.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, he'd finish a Formula One race, he'd win it, and then he'd drink a champagne from his old sweaty boot. It's like, no. go.
Yeah, I know what my feet are like. I wouldn't go anywhere near that with
Yeah, it's like, oh, foot scars.
Do you want to know the true way to identify a dirt cheap crappy brush?
Go on.
The first time you try and wipe it clean.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I was trying to have a swig, mate. Yeah.
It just breaks.
That's all right. Nothing a bit of epoxy won't resolve.
Well, I can still use that bit. I've only used it for glue, so it's just disposable. But it's like, that was
just
really
put a bit of super glue or a bit of two-part epoxy in there. It'll be fine. I've got loads like that. Mainly, believe it or not, Citadel brushes.
No.
They're notorious for it. Absolute fish. Especially the white-handled ones. The amount of times
the
that's
synthetic
had
ones.
epoxy put round it, as you can see by the marks.
Yeah, I've tried them synthetic ones. They didn't really gel with me.
No,
I prefer their regular ones.
They're used once and don't use again. Yeah.
But yeah, I like to use crappy brushes for glue. Now, handy tip for anyone that's making these Death Quarry Creek horsey mans. Don't do like me. Right? I've learned a lesson. When you put the horses together, they've got a big seam that goes into the seamy underbelly crotch area, the intimate feminine area. Seal that and fill that seam in before you glue them to the base.
Oh, right.
Which is what I've just been filling them with sprue glue. Because they've got that big... And it's like, yeah, just fill it before you glue it to the base. Because if you forget like me, you've got to go back and try and sand them later.
You was looking for Krieg widgies, weren't you?
There were no widges.
Bill Drat is knocking back the first coffee. First one of the day is always the best.
Yeah. Especially if it's like 1.5 litres. After that, it's all downhill.
Yeah.
I tell you what, since the doctor put me on like blood pressure stuff and all that kind of good stuff, my big litre of coffee mug hasn't seen any use at all, the poor thing. Remember we used to have that big Batman mug that held a litre of coffee?
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Catches up with all of us, mate.
Yeah, can't do that anymore. It's like a local takeaway order from, they sent some of the wrong orders. They sent me like 4 bottles of Dr. Pepper last week.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I put them in the fridge and thought, well, I'll drink them anyway. Yeah, my entire digestive system and teeth do not really agree with Dr. Pepper anymore. It's like,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you've got super special teeth, haven't you?
I've got rubbish teeth and I've got obviously dodgy gut. So, well, never mind.
Got a lot going for you, mate, ain't you?
Yeah. Somehow I managed to get through my MOT every year.
Yeah. Oh, my sensitive teeth.
Hey, they are. They're very sensitive.
You know you're not going to get any sympathy on this live show.
I don't expect any sympathy at all.
You know that. Come on, you should know me better now.
Oh, no. I know I won't, but it's good entertainment when I don't get sympathy, you see.
Yeah. It's like,
because I know what you'll be like.
It's like, yeah, come on, show me on the dolly where the horrible Festa wouldn't be sympathetic.
Yeah, I would never expect such a thing.
So, folks, any questions? Have you got any plans? Am I right in thinking it's a bank holiday weekend this weekend, folks?
Yes, it's bank holiday Monday, 28th.
Happy days. Oh, bless you, mate. Candygram from Mongo, a.k.a. our very own Cole Sagan, has put in a $10 super chat. Have a few drachmas to use however you see fit. It will go towards the modifying fund, mate.
Oh, yeah. Modify.
Thank you very, very kindly.
All right. Very nice and generous.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's lovely. I'll get all blubby at this rate.
It'll get all gushy and everything.
Feeders has got an announcement, says if anyone in the UK can get to a Lidl, they've got some cheap brushes which would be great for weathering, about £4 for 12 or 15.
Oh yeah, get some of that. You cannot go wrong whenever you go somewhere and they've just got a really crappy cheap brush set. Never turn one down, because especially for stuff like weathering, they're brilliant.
Scott's Models brother is driving a truck from Melbourne to Brisbane today as they can't use the rail. Epic. Just the one thing I remember from Australia was road trains.
Yeah. Is he driving an actual road train? That's the question.
There's one thing the Australians do better than anyone in the world. Is road trains. If you've never been to Australia, one go. And if you get a chance, just go on YouTube and type in Australian road train. Just sit back and watch it with the big old roo bars on the front, proper. Yeah.
All the roo lights. See, the Americans like to think they're the big thing when it comes to trucks, and it's like, no. No.
Bill Drat says, actually, we've had sunshine for the last 4 days. Happy days. Stephen Haynes Models is in, says, hi, Festa Foxx. Hello, Stephen. How you doing?
Hello,
lovely to see you. Jeff says, Maggie's got F1 motor this weekend, so happy days. Yes, I was watching first practice today. I didn't get round to seeing second practice because I had my nurse turn up, so I had to do all of my medical stuff this afternoon, so I didn't get a chance to see it. So, yeah. So I shall be watching that tomorrow and binging that and then all the quali. So that'll cover me right up to the MotoGP sprint race. So I'm going to be glued to my reclining chair tomorrow.
You'll be quite ensconced.
I will be. I'll have a lazy Susan on the side, full up of a selection of nibbles, because H and me lad are at cricket all day, see, so I'm home alone. Yes, folks, you've heard it here first.
What can possibly go wrong?
Yeah, what possibly could I do wrong?
Answers on a postcard to BBC Television Centre.
Yeah, go. So that's that delicately chopped up a little bit. 3 days.
Now, I did do 2 dudes last week, so I've got I can't...
Yeah, you proper went for it, didn't you? You completed dudes and everything.
So I'll have to see if I can do 2 dudes again tonight. Although I've spent more time doing the gluing, so... Well, I have my moments. Not very often.
You did have a lot of downtime last week, though, didn't you? So
yeah. Well, I've just spent, 20 minutes, half an hour doing the gluing, the filling there, so that's put me on the back foot. Number 10, backpack number 10. I mean backpack. Backpack. Don't forget, folks, for a little bit of fun, if I get on your nerves and you want me to shut up, if you do a super chat and just say shut up Fox, then I'll shut up for as many minutes as your super chat. 1 minute per pound. So if you do a £1 super chat, you get a minute of silence. £10, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Purely optional, of course.
The Fox factor.
But who doesn't want to tell me to shut up? It's just it's a dream of many people.
Oh, no, I'm welling up now. I'm feeling sure. No, hold up a minute. Let's come back to reality.
Right, that was sympathy. Don't even start.
Yeah, I can't be doing that. That's out of everyone's comfort zone. That was.
Don't even start trying to do sympathy. I want my money back. I'm having that. So, thank you for joining us tonight, watching Festa stripping.
Yeah.
And me plugging holes.
Scary, isn't it, eh?
What do I want?
Yeah, it's the double whammy this week for us petrol heads. It's like,
When you say double whammy, all I can hear is that bit from the Judge Dredd film with the original one. So what's the way it goes?
Well, it's whammy. Monaco and Silverstone. So, MotoGP at Silverstone.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like a billiard table, let's be honest, So it's a strange venue. Yeah. I used to like watching the bikes come up over the top of the crane of curves at Donington Park myself, but beggars can't be choosers.
No. Oh, yes, I remember now. They've got all the wrong numbers on the parts, that's right.
Connor says, I've got to try and juggle MotoGP, Monaco GP and Liverpool getting the league title. An excuse to do nothing. Also, folks, don't forget, it's the Indy 500 as well. Oh, what it? Oh, hey.
What's that? Is that going around in a circle, or is that...
That's Indy cars in America on the ovals. I watched the qualifying last week, and although it's one car at a time just going around the oval for 4 laps in a circle, I was strangely transfixed and just couldn't keep my eyes. It was very hypnotic.
Yeah.
I would love to see the motorbikes go round a full-blown oval, But, motorcycles on a street circuit hasn't been done since the Isle of Man in the MotoGP era, so, yeah.
The era of MotoGP.
Yeah, and, the Isle of Man TT, well, yeah, it's notorious, isn't it? Let's be honest. So.
Well, yeah. Even I know that, and I know nothing, Jon Snow. So tell us, folks, in chat, what interesting and amazing things have you been up to this week? And regale us of your activities and tales of your adventures.
Yeah, we need all the details.
Yeah, we need to know all the things. Because I've done absolutely nothing of any interest this week, completely at all. And,
yeah, I've been doing free editing ready for voicing over loads of my video content, so it's been a productive week, but not a fully outputted, finished productive week, if you know what I mean. It's
yeah, a bit low key.
Yeah, it's, you know, sectioning video down into voice-overable episodes, and yeah.
You will like that, voice-overable. I like that.
We're getting there.
Yeah. So tell us of all your exciting adventures of the week that you've been up to. 45 and 44. Oh, this has no logic to it. Where are these parts? No Games Workshop. There.
Is it vexing you, dear?
No, it's been many weeks, but I finally kind of get into the hang of how they've numbered these parts on the sprues. So like one figure's on like 4 different sprues, and I've kind of started to understand it now.
Oh, right, okay.
I've begun to learn the language of this kit, just about. Took a while.
Let them all buy for a bit. Days. Billtrat says, eat, sleep, work, repeat. Feeder says, been working and enjoyed watching Tottenham beat Man United in the Europa League final on Thursday. Oh, is that why PJ's not in? I didn't realise. Scott says, yes, he is driving a road train Festa. Legend status is issued.
Yeah, instant legend status. We want photographs and videos and tickets to come and join in and things.
Yeah, Jeff Light's got it sussed. He said, oh my God, Colin's home alone. H's appliances. Yes, mate, it's going to happen, isn't it? You know it is.
Now, I've got to try and figure out a way to cunningly get him to video his transgressions without him realising that he's videoing his transgressions.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I did it, I just said, I don't believe it unless you film it. So he filmed it and sent it to me, and I'm like, great, now I can blackmail you. Oh!
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, cheers for that.
I won't get away with that again next time, though. He'll twig to that next time.
Yeah, I got that one firmly put in the sussed you out pile.
Yeah. I won't get that one past him again, but if I did, it'd be hilarious. 50 has gone already.
Let's get all of these
50
as dry as we can. Oh, well, congratulations on winning your trophy there. First one I would have thought in, 15 years or so? There or thereabouts for Spurs?
I know not.
Yeah. Does that mean the pressure's off your manager? Because I actually like your manager. I think he's one of those people that just says it how it is. He's Australian, I do believe. But he just says it how it is. And I like that. But the media, for some reason, seem to always be on the bloke's case, you know? And yeah, it's just not on, I don't think.
No. It's just not cricket.
It's one of them with our press over here. If your face doesn't fit, they're at you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a shame, you know. Let the guy do his job. But what would I know?
I know nothing of such matters.
But no, I just don't like seeing people getting unnecessarily bullied and stuff, you know, and that's what it is, you know. They're trying to basically undermine the fella at every opportunity to get him the old Spanish archer. Yeah. And I just think that's a little bit naughty.
Yeah.
You know, if he's done a crappy job, then, give him the old Spanish archer. Fine. Yeah. Happy days. But don't do it just because the bloke's got a pair of nads and he tells you what he thinks. You
That's reasonable.
He calls out bad reporting and They don't like that, do they, the press?
No. Yeah, they'll skewer you if you criticise them.
Yeah, you know, and it's like,
grow a pair press.
He's got a god complex. No, he hasn't. He's sticking up for himself. He called him a clown in the Evening Standard, where he could go from a hero to a clown by one football match. You know, I'm not being funny, but the guy is managing at the top level. You've got to have a little bit of intelligence to be doing that. And
he's got a god complex for calling out the paper that insulted him.
Yeah, no, and it's like, he's got a wife, he's got a young family, the kids have to go to school. They're going to get bullied now because the press are calling their dad a clown. It's just, I think there's a line. Call me old-fashioned, but I think there's a line. And sadly, I think the British media, far too many years have done this to people. They build them up and knock them down. And
yeah,
there have been times it's had quite tragic consequences, hasn't it?
Yeah. They can be quite insipid.
That's a good word, dude.
It's a good word, isn't it? It's a very nasty word. Insipid.
Ew, they can be terribly insipid, you know.
Insipid. Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute, Games Workshop, you charlatans.
Go on, tell me.
Yeah, they give you like they give you a bolt rifle and then a bolt rifle in the sheath to put on the side of the horse, and then an open one if the guy's waving it round. But if he's waving his sword around, you don't get a swordless sword scabbard.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sacrilege.
How cheap is that?
Yeah, that's not on, mate. Sorry, but
so his sword just goes into a special magic place when it's not being used, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to know where that is. Ooh. Right, shut up, Fox. Do some work.
Yeah. Feda says, I like his personality. He just realised he had to change tactics to all the issues we had. Absolutely, but he saw the problem. It was identified, and he's made the tactical change. Fair play. You know, yeah, I got that.
That's kind of what his job is.
Yeah, I tried something different. It didn't quite work for us, so I've made a change. Fair play. Happy days.
It's kind of what you're supposed to do. It's kind of what he's meant to do. It's what he's paid to do.
It don't mean that the bloke's a clown, an idiot and that. No. Want to see a clown? Look at Avram Grant or Christian Gross. You know, there's two managers that were notoriously bad. You know, but there you go.
You can't deny the value of someone who makes a mistake like everybody does and then says, no, hold my hand up, screwed that up, let's try again.
And the only reason I've singled them out is because for seasons people told them what their problem tactically was. But they were so intolerant of others' opinions that, they just wouldn't listen. And, well, where are they now?
I think it's raining outside.
Oh, nice. Happy days.
We have the moists.
Moist.
I just went to do that, but I did it to the microphone, and I was like, "Oh, that's not." To the camera, I'm like, "That's not the microphone, Fox."
Scott has started a new build this week. To be a 148 F for you. There you go.
F for you.
Athena says, I've hated the way media have treated him, even if I haven't liked his managerial style. Yeah, the media were like that with Ten Hag, wasn't it? They couldn't wait to get him fired at Man U. And I wonder how long it's going to be before they now turn on Ruben Amorim, his replacement, because,
I mean, I suppose it's fairly reasonable that the kind of media that do this are the kind of mouth-breather media anyway. The ones that cover sport like that. Yeah, it's the kind of the mouth-breather.
I mean, look, the way I look at it is only one team can win the Premier League title a season. Mm-hmm. You can't win every trophy. And just because your team name is Manchester United, it doesn't mean to say you've got a divine right to win every trophy. Yep. And other teams improve, but, that doesn't make someone go from being a great manager to a bad manager just because a team didn't win their last 2, 3, 4 games, It's part of it, I'm afraid, and it's been like that throughout football history.
Athena says, paying to keep Fox quiet and £1 a minute. Where's that new credit card with the £5,000 limit? And you're sitting there going, oh, yeah, bring it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a West Ham fan, as people know, you know, and everyone goes, oh, the West Ham way. Well, it's won us nothing, is it really, for donkey's years? All right, we had the Europa thing the other season, but what did we do? We let the manager go. Oh, great. But it's one of them, you know. We haven't got a divine right to win every trophy. Just because we've got a nice, sexy ground doesn't mean to say we're going to win every game, you know. Yep. We've never been a prolific winning team, so...
I almost personally never win the Championship League, so...
Yeah, I mean, I always say you've got 11 men against 11 men. And on the day, the best set of players will win that game. As long as I feel that the players have put effort into it, I'm happy. Mm-hmm. You know, if we lose 3-0, at least the players have run themselves on empty, desperately trying to get something out of the game. Yeah, you know, all right, it's not the greatest result, but the players have tried. I'm all for that. But it's when you see Carlos kick a ball after 10 minutes, his shoulders drop because he knows he's getting his 80 grand a week wages or however many thousands it is nowadays. That's what irks me, because 90% of the crowd are working men that have busted their balls to earn their money to go and pay their 60, 70, 80 quid for a ticket. That's when I get the ump. I'm having a wibble, ain't I?
You are. I'll tell you what, though, just when you're saying that, it makes me laugh. There's a big argument at the minute in video games, because it's rumoured that the cost of developing games now is so much that video games are going to start to be typically around about 80 quid.
Yeah.
Okay, money. And it's really funny because you saying that, people are saying, no, I'm not paying £80 for a video game. No. And it's like, yeah, but you pay that for a football ticket, and that's like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
By a video game, it's like weeks or months or days.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's like when people started muting the £100 model kit.
Yeah.
You had people, oh, there's no way I'm paying that.
It's like, okay. Thing is, at the end of the day, you know, nothing in life is going to have a price that's going to stay forever. At the end of the day, cost of making things goes up. Cost of paying people's wages to make the things goes up.
Of course it does.
Yep. You know, I'm sure any other company who sells a kit at £100 would love to sell it for 30, but then he's got staff to pay and licensing fees and things like that. So,
Feda says Christian Gross is managing an Egyptian club team and Abraham is in charge of Zambia. My God. Yeah. Absolutely. Jeff says as manager, that's what he's paid for, run and improve the team. Yeah, but like I say, you can't win every cup, every trophy, you know. It's a difficult one.
Hang on, I'll be back in a sec. I just need to have a small coughing fit.
Bill says the price of benches really makes me bad. It's an expensive habit today. Yeah, especially when you've got a dozen benches. But yeah, it's a strange one, you know. What can you say? That's all supposed to go together like so. Okay. I've got to try and do these frames and that in sub-assembly so that I can spray stuff. Got some photos up there of the engine, what that looks like. I can assemble those as sub-assembled units. They're black, so they're a different colour. Let's have a look for both halves of that. Try and get these suspension parts looked at. Okay, that's those. That's the struts I'm after. I've got to find the polycaps for them. And that is 5 and 10 on the D-sprue. Okay, which are there. So that's the fan, so don't need that. Happy days. I want to try to get this where I've got sub-assemblies that I can put together. That I can airbrush and paint this all at later stage, because it'll be like I've been doing sub-assemblies and then I'll come back and do all the joinery and
Oh, sorry about that.
Everything once it's all painted up. I need to apologise there.
I think I swallowed a fur ball or something.
Oh dear. You're biting your toenails again, ain't you?
Ooh. I'm smart enough to not go anywhere near my feet. I know where my feet have been. It's not good.
Yeah, it's not a good look, no.
No. It's not good.
Yeah, H.O. says I've got Wookiee feet.
You always say you got Wookiee moves.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know, right, but it always weirds me out to think that there are people who are turned on by feet. And I'm like, feet are the ugliest part of the human body, man. No, I just know feet aren't good.
There are some people that pay people to kiss their feet, mate.
I know.
And that's, yeah, that's strange.
Just feet are gross. I don't understand.
Things people pay for gratification.
Yeah. I fell down a blue sky rabbit hole the other day.
Yeah.
And I was reading a tweet, and then it suddenly became this guy's feed, and his feed is just endless pictures off his feet, but like really, and I'm like, oh, get off! Oh no! Oh, it's like, oh, just oh no, it's not good. I just don't like feet. Feet are wrong.
I used to work with a guy who used to do regular trips to a dominatrix's dungeon.
Oh yeah.
And he'd be dressed up in rubber, and he'd have his backside smacked with a table tennis racket, you know, that.
Proper gimp job.
And it's like, each to their own, don't get me wrong, but...
Oh yeah, whatever floats you about.
It ain't being funny, but you'd start to get the ump with it, wouldn't you? You'd be going, yeah, it's beginning to smart a bit now, love, do you mind?
Yeah, do you mind?
Yeah, but it's each to their own. You're fascinated, mate.
Yeah. I suppose it all depends how your brain's wired and what you particularly find attractive. But feet, I just don't get the whole feet thing.
Yeah,
it's just not. It's not good.
I'll say it, innit? That was strange as folk.
All right. Bobbins is in. Says good morning. Good morning.
Bobbins, how are you, mate? Lovely to see you and all of that.
I was pissing by and thought I would drip in.
I see what he did there.
I have no strong feelings about feet, says Bobbins. Good man. What's the name of the dungeon asking for a friend, says Bill to you?
It's the Mean Girls. There. Yeah. Just say Owen recommended you. And if you're watching this, Owen, hello, mate. Yeah, I won't give out his surname, bless him.
Yeah. But if you think you know Owen, answers on a postcard, BBC Television Centre.
Put it this way, yeah, a few people that know me all know Owen, but yeah. But he used to be quite open about it, you know. He used to sit there and chat, you know. People go, that's a bit strange. You go, well, it makes me happy.
Yeah, nothing strange.
Each to their own.
Everybody likes different things. There's no, you know, as long as it's legal and there's no problem.
Yeah, he used to say, well, you know, you lot go to football and that, I like to go and have my bum smacked. So, suit yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, when somebody's that open and just straight up about it, you can't really do anything.
Yeah.
You can't do anything with it other than say, oh, okay.
I can always remember via the cleaner saying, well, if you give me the 150 quid an hour, I'll smack your ass now, she used to say, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Bless her.
Vi the cleaner. I think we had a Vi in our cleaning team when I used to work in an office. It's
like, oh, bless. Why? What? You know, she used to get quite into it. Type, why did, you know, so that's strange. I've heard it all now, she'd go. And I wait to go home and tell my Bert. I said, well, you never know, Bert might be one of her clients.
Yeah, well, you and Bert might start something that you didn't realise you liked.
Yeah. But yeah, just used to, yeah.
Oh, you've just reminded me. I remember when I used to work in the civil service, I remember I had a massive crush on one of the cleaning ladies.
Yeah.
She was like my kind of age, and she was tiny and absolutely gorgeous. I think she was Hungarian, I think.
Oh, right,
she was like that kind of English rose type, you know, very small and delicate, and it was like, oh, she's lovely. I had a massive crush on her, but I didn't have the nerve to ask her out. So.
Yeah.
I never found out. I used to admire her from afar.
Bless her. Did she know? Did she have an inkling, though?
No, because I was far too shy and terrified of women at that point to even make it obvious.
I'm amazed I ever courted and got married because, yeah, it was well out of my comfort zone. Getting a romantic birthday card is hard enough, you know, because it's words, isn't it? And I'm not a person who's great at expressing himself, says the person hosting a live stream, but...
Yeah. In that way.
Yeah.
Express yourself in that way, perhaps.
Yeah. As H says, you're an emotional husk or an emotionless husk.
Yeah.
Feda says, if you see Fox having the word chassis repeated to him, just don't make eye contact. Yeah.
No, that would I would pay not to have that happen. Because, trust me, that would not be a turn-on. That would not be pleasant for me at all.
Yeah. Yeah, he'd be getting his bums back going, chassis. Thank you, madam. Can I have another? Yeah.
I think not.
I always find it's the most unassuming people that have this type of interest, you know.
It's like there's a chap down the road from me who's like, he's the most mild-mannered, unassuming civil servanty type, and he was a civil servant. I used to work with him for many years, and he's just like the mildest Horace Wimp type kind of...
Don't tell me he was on Kung Fu because he was a mild-mannered janitor.
He was a mild-mannered janitor. Yeah, but this guy is like, he's the most like unnoticeable, bland.
Yeah.
And he married a porn star. Oh, he married a porn actress.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Who was also used to work in the sex industry and also did a bit of dom and stuff. So he got married to and it was like, okay, I'm clearly doing everything wrong.
Take it she used to bring her work home with her then. That's what I did. Yeah. But it's just the thing, you know, it's one of them, isn't it? You know, it's like everybody used to sort of, oh, yeah, you know, porn actresses and basically, you know, oh, they're this, they're that. And I used to always say, yeah, but they're always someone's daughter.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they're just a person like you.
You know, they're just a person. They're just paying their bills, doing what they need to do to earn their living. That's what they've chose. If they've got the assets and they can earn from it, good luck to them.
All the best to him, yeah.
Because who's the idiot? Her for doing it or for us paying money to go and watch it?
Yeah.
You know, so good luck to him.
It's a valid industry.
You know, at the end of the day, it's always someone's daughter, you know, at the end of the camera, you know, and it's a difficult one, especially if Ma and Pa Kettle don't know, and then the old man's mate brings a porno round and, oh, look at a bird on this, and he sits there, and then suddenly the reality dawns that that's the apple of his eye. That must be a conversation killer.
Oh, yeah.
But that's one of them, isn't it? Live and let live is my motto.
Yeah. I've got to make a living.
As long as they're not being exploited, that's the key, isn't it?
Yep. As long as they're doing it, you know, with full protections and everything else of the industry.
Yeah, I can remember once some geezer was having a go at a stripper. Never forget it. It was in one of the clubs I used to do doors on back in the day.
Yeah.
And he was calling her a, you know, an S, you know, a you know the one.
Yes, nice, nasty name.
Yeah, you know, cheap this, cheap that, you know, blah, 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 blah. And she just looked at him. She said, my tits, she said, I've just earned me 700 quid tonight. How much have yours earned you? Brilliant put down. Brilliant put down. And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he didn't like that. It
Apart
was
from
true,
that.
you know, it's like, shit, if you've got it, use it to earn your money out. Go and pay my mortgage this month.
Yeah.
And it's like, leave her alone at the end of the day.
Other thing is, she's a stripper and he's saying cheap. He's obviously never been to a strip club.
Yeah, but, you know, it's
not
only
cheap at
because...
all.
It's only because he tried to touch her arse and she
Oh,
told
yeah,
him to
she wouldn't let
sod
him.
off. And
Yeah, no touching.
that was it, you know, and it was a strict rule at the end of the day because,
Always is.
yeah, they may be up there doing their striptease, but it doesn't give people the right to freely pour at them. You know, that's still
No,
technically abuse, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's any strip club you go to, it's always the main rule is you don't touch.
Yeah, you can look, but you don't touch. You know,
and that's the whole point. You've got to, you know, they've got their dignity and they're just doing it as a job.
Absolutely, and she had the audacity to call him out for it. And I thought, good for you, love. You know, and it's.
Must have been. I've been to a strip joint a few times in my life, and I've never found it that comfortable. Purely because of that issue. It's like I just kind of think it's just the dignity of the woman. It's not. She may be perfectly happy and having a great time, but I worry about it. You know, I worry about the the women doing the thing, and it's like
we used to refer as to the minibus that used to bring them in as the cattle cart.
Yeah.
Not in a derogatory way, but it's because we always felt that the people that run it...
Yeah, that's the way they were treating them.
Treated them like joints of meat, you know, and we... It's just, and I think Norman is still like it. You always talk to the girls. You always try to make them feel safe. And but you get to know them. You get to interact with them and get a take on their personalities and that, you know. And they knew we used to worry about them. And they used to go, oh, but we do get looked after. But you could tell that, you know, the minute that if, you know, they gained a few pounds or started to get a little bit older, that they were getting pushed out and abandoned. And I just used to think that was a bit naughty, and they're still human. And
I was just never ever really. I've only been a few times, you know, at somebody else's invitation, and it's like I've just never enjoyed. I've never been comfortable with it because it just feels like exploitative, and I don't like that.
Yeah, you know,
it sounds really sappy to say it, but
I mean. We stopped booking. I say we worked for the managers. The managers did the booking, but once certain people got involved in running them, should we say? I'm trying to word it in a way that doesn't sound discriminatory against cultures. But once certain people from certain locales in the world were running the girls, you knew then that they were definitely getting bought in, exploited, and it almost became a form of modern slavery because these girls had probably been told that they were coming to the UK to do their college nursing degrees and ended up getting thrown into the industry, and that's when we stopped being involved with it, because it's like, you used to speak to them about it, go, you do realise the people that, you know, they're smuggling these girls in, and it might not be what it seems, and we're not going to do the doors if you're going to book these particular people because we don't agree with it. And
no, we don't want to be associated with it.
Yeah, once they stopped getting the security they needed, they soon realised. Yeah. Because, I don't know what it's like now. I don't know whether it's changed back. I've got no idea because I've been out of that life like 30 odd years, you know, so...
I mean, I know there are women out there and men as well that in the sex industry that are perfectly happy. They're not exploited and they're perfectly happy doing it. And it's like, but it's good. But at the end of the day, when you're there and you're watching, say, a stripper or something, you don't know if that person's there because they want to be, because they're earning enough to pay for their family, or are they there and they don't want to? You don't know. It could be their personal hell for it. I can't. I'm too empathetic to do that. To watch that.
You know, you did blokes shouting at the girls, you know, get over here, love, and get you laughing. You know what I'm about to say. You know, used to say to them, you got daughters. Yeah, one's 20 and one's, 22, which could be the same age as this girl. Just bear that in mind, mate.
Yep.
Yeah, my daughter ain't a cheap so-and-so, so-and-so. And I go, do you know exactly what she's doing at this moment in time, mate?
Yep.
And suddenly their whole Larry demeanour would kick in then, and it's like, you don't like it when it's said to you, but you're all right to sit there and echo someone else's daughter. Yeah, okay, mate. Who's to say your daughter ain't at the dog and duck down the road doing exactly the same?
Exactly.
to pay her college fees and digs, you know, and they didn't like that. And it's
No, or who's to say the girl that's doing the dancing for you isn't doing this so she could earn enough to pay for, you know, her daughter's education or something
exactly,
like that. Or
you know,
This is the
so
only option she's got.
yeah, I used to feel sorry for them, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Because it's like anything. And any bloke that has been to one of these things will know exactly what I'm going to say. You look them in the eye on the stage and you think, yeah, she's been through the wars, that girl.
Yeah.
This isn't what it should be for her. And
No.
you would sit there and you'd think, oh, especially like you say, when you got home to your missus, you'd be sitting there, I wonder whether she's all right. You know, is she stuck in a bedsit somewhere getting someone slapping her about for her earnings, you know what I mean? And that used to bother me.
Yeah.
It used to really affect me, you know. And
Yep.
I stopped doing door work if it was that type of night, you know, if it was a stag night. They're like, yeah, I'm not available.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing. I mean, you know, I have mates that be like, "Oh, let's go around to the local tit," and it's like, "No, I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
You go." You know.
Yeah, you could earn probably double bubble, but
You got to live with yourself. at the end of the day.
you began to think and feel what was their quality of life like, and am I enabling the people that are perhaps making her life difficult?
Yeah. Are you part of the problem?
Yeah, are you part of the problem? And I found that a little bit difficult to palate. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Bill says he worked 6 months with Vice, and sorry to say, but I wouldn't touch it with someone else's barspo after seeing what I saw. Exactly, mate. You know, you've seen it from a totally different perspective than what I would, mate. Yeah, it's... Yeah.
This is why I have a big problem with all this kind of alpha male rubbish that's the big thing at the minute.
Oh,
I'm not going to go into detail for obvious reasons, but
meatheads.
yeah, and the specific, you know, the kind of internet celebrities that espouse all this. You know who I mean? Yeah, so
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
certain influencers. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like this, and it's this real alpha male, you know, and it's just exploitative, and I despise it.
Yeah.
If being an alpha male means treating women like crap, then I'm happy to say I've never been an alpha male, and I never will be.
Yeah, but I can totally understand why women will go, you blokes are all the same, and it irks me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because we're not all the same. But I can understand why they would say it, because 90% of blokes they've come across have had that
they are.
trait.
Yeah, can't be doing with it.
As a bloke, it does irk you that that's how blokes are perceived, and it's because of these idiots that we get that tarred with the same brush, don't we? Let's be honest.
Yeah, and then you get all the, you know, the young lads now watching this crap on you know, on YouTube and Instagram and stuff from these people, and it's like they're getting that mindset of, like, you know, men are men and women are just bits of meat and to be exploited.
Oh yeah,
like,
they did a thing on Sky, didn't they, where they was teaching, talking to some female teachers.
Yeah.
That sounded like a certain person. I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, agency teachers and that, where they were going in, and young lads were like using that terminology that they see used by these influencers to demean them, and it's like, that's in our schools that's going on, and
they get lionized by these morons. And it's like,
you know, and that must be so annoying to have to tolerate, you know. I mean, 8 years ago, when she worked in telesales in the office environment, used to see that sort of gropey, touchy-feely characters, because as a young girl, or a young woman, you know, she fell victim to a few people that were touchy-feely and had her own way of dealing with them, which on a couple of occasions cost her job. But she made her point with a bit of nut crunching.
Yeah.
And you know, people didn't like women that fought back and probably still don't. But it was a lot, I don't know, I say a lot more rife there. I don't know, it probably still is, but they felt a lot more intimidated back then, women, you know, and these businessmen types had a hell of a lot to answer for because of that.
It was more institutionalised, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you can understand why, you know, the women that were victims of this used to feel that all blokes were the same, because that's the type of bloke, unfortunately, that they were getting exposed to.
And this is what makes me laugh, right? All these morons that go on about, all these chuds that go on about, oh, yeah, alpha males and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, we can't be that alpha. Our reset button is on the outside and easily kicked. And trust me, that is a reset. You get kicked there, that's a system reset.
Absolutely.
So we're not that alpha. We've got a dead obvious reset button.
Yeah. You know, when H started working overnight, my only condition is she enrolled for self-defence lessons. You know, and that was it. She's, oh, but you're unnecessarily worried. I said, no, I want you to go to this place, go and see this person and get yourself enrolled, and I'll then know that you've had some self-defence training. It's just my thing, you know, because
you've at least got the basics covered, so if you need it, it's there.
Athena says that's why I'm such a filthy, rude guy, throws people off the scent, the secrets out. Absolutely. Bill's been getting loads of videos in his feed this week that are just, traps. Yeah, I know, mate. Can't work out why, because I haven't looked at them or done any searches. Dude, it's just a massive thing at the moment where social media and everything is getting flooded with it, mate. It's nothing you've done. It's just a thing at the moment. There's AI bots out there that are spamming everyone's social media with dating site links, all of that type of thing, mate. It's nothing you've done, Bill. It's just update your browser, mate, put a load of ad blockers on there, and that's all you can do. But I think YouTube themselves are not helping by banning the use of ad blockers, because it's enabling these things to run riot. So yeah.
I tell you what's funny. I set up a Google alert for my name.
Yeah.
And for other various keywords, purely so that I could see if someone was, for example, taking content from my video and reposting it in other formats, or, you know, as they do sometimes, just reposting one of my videos.
You just want to know how many people have said guru, because that's your thing, isn't it? I'm a guru.
No. But I did that anyway. But I did it for, like, you know, model making guru and all the other stuff, but also for my name, Fox Wolf. And I tell you what, I get so many Google alerts, and it's just porn.
Yeah.
Because of the name, it's like, oh, that's yeah, dear.
Yeah.
Actually, it's been quite good though. I've caught a few people reposting my actual videos.
Oh yeah, do you remember that? Do you remember that one a good few years back now that posted in my group and the Boom Hut a picture of their London bus build? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And it's like, yeah. And I just sent him a message going, "Whose bench is that, mate?" Yeah, that was one of the funnier ones.
Good research on where you're posting.
Yeah, so yeah, make sure the group you're posting it in isn't the person who did that build.
Yeah, because that's kind of stupid. But then again, you are kind of stupid. So.
It was flattering, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it was
flattering, but also theft.
Yes, yeah. Busted was the reply I got. Busted. It's like, yeah.
Next time, post your own work.
Yeah.
That's just somebody being pathetic and craving attention.
Yeah, pretty much. Bobbin says, strangely, I was watching an interview with an adult performer. Apparently she got into it as a bit of fun with her husband. Well, some husbands and wives are very open with their alternate lifestyles. And, you know, that is their thing, you know. It's like, I know a couple of couples that are swingers. They're open about it and they go off and do their thing, you know, and off they go. And good luck to them. You know, if it makes them happy and it's their thing, good luck to them. Good,
clean fun at the end of the day.
But, yeah, Bill did 6 months with Vice. Yeah, saw that. Some curtains couldn't or shouldn't be peeked behind. Yes, absolutely, mate. Connor says, I'm still in school and it's all becoming more of an issue with my age group. I've got mates who are girls who have experienced this and it seems unimaginable to someone like me. It is such a shame, mate, but it is still going on, you know.
Yeah.
He said, sorry, I got the sentence cut off. It's unimaginable that someone could think treating them someone in this way is acceptable. Exactly that, mate.
Yep.
You know, and with my background, I used to try to fight everyone's battles for them and get them out of that type of situation because it's sad to see. It really is. And it absolutely drives you mad that people exploit other human beings in this way.
Yeah.
It's
so mercilessly.
It's cruel.
I mean, you can only assume that these people have just sociopathic frames of mind, because you've got to be some sort of a sociopath to be like that. You know, you've got to have no qualms about being so merciless.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, some people just don't give a blind monkeys, do they?
But it's always these kind of people that make successes. As the thing says, nice guys always finish last.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just, yeah. Perhaps that's why we are who we are, doing what we do, because we're too quintessentially British.
Yeah.
You know, no one makes money through being nice, do they?
No.
But like anything, you know, I've always had that thing when you stand up and have a shave, you want to be comfortable with the person you're looking at in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, doing that to people and treating them that way, I don't know how people can do it. You know, I've been treated badly in the past by certain things that have happened, and I don't know how people can treat people like that. It don't compute with me, but
because at the end of the day, it's a human being, and they've got the same thoughts and hopes and dreams as you.
Of course it is, and it's just disappointing that people do that. But what do we know, dear?
We know nothing, Jon Snow. We know about...
Why are you doing constant Game of Thrones references tonight? Have you been watching Game of Thrones or something?
No, it's just when I say we know nothing, it just instinctively says Jon Snow at the end of it, I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Game of Thrones,
there you go, Athena. Daenerys Targaryen. I've said it. Oh.
What, next month's name? Daenerys? Oh, it's... Oh, yeah.
Swingometer. Swing.
Oh, yeah. See, I haven't actually watched Game of Thrones since it was actually on. It was all right. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't go back and watch it again.
Sean Bean died. There's a surprise.
Sean Bean always dies.
Yeah, sorry for the spoiler there, folks, but, you know, come on, Sean Bean in anything.
I remember watching an interview. Somebody was interviewing Sean Bean at one point, and it was about something. And he said, he was in some programme, and the interviewer said, so, Sean Bean, how do you die in this series? Or do you die? We assume you die, so how do you die? And he's like, I don't die in this one. He went, oh.
Yeah, there are a few out there that he's not died in, but
that is his
percentage
trait,
is more.
Yeah, that is his trait, but if he's in it, he's going to die.
Yeah.
And he said at one point, he was having a conversation with some director, and he said, you know, we'd like to cast you. And he says, okay, well, how does my character die? And he's like, he doesn't. He said,
yeah.
You know who I am, right? Yeah. People are going to want to know how I die. They're going to expect me to die. No.
Certain characters have certain traits in films, like Brad Pitt is always eating in films. You always see him eating something. You know, Bruce Willis used to get a line from one of his previous films in the script of his next film. You know, it's just these little traits, you know. And
you're a little trait.
I like being a little trait. I'm happy with my traitness.
Traitularity. Oh, I missed.
So, folks, what have you got planned for the rest of your bank holiday weekend in the UK then? Have you got friends? Have you got family coming down? Are you planning on sitting on the side of the motorway next week looking at your car in a traffic jam overheating? In the rain, because this is what happens in the UK, you know.
Are you having a couple of duvet days?
You should know it's bank holiday weekend and there's a sporting event at Silverstone. It will rain heavily at some point.
Yep. It's raining heavily now outside.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. Fitty dirty little devil.
Or as the late, great Ayrton Senna used to say to Murray Walker, it is falling heavily with water. Murray's go, it's called rain.
Says Murray Walker, who said, look up there, it's the sky.
Yeah. Bless him. But, yeah.
The idea of Murray Walker correcting someone's words is quite amusing.
But I always remember out at Monaco one day said about falling heavily with water, and the next sentence contained the word equilibrium. It's like, my missus going, so he can't say it's raining, but he can say equilibrium. Impressive English teacher he had. Yeah. So probably the same one I had. Yeah.
Horsey man's going on his horsey.
I had an English teacher. And, he was a Mr. Petley Jones, ex-military guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I always remember saying, there is just no teaching this man English, as he looked despondently down his nose at me, and I'm like, yeah. He was trying to train my accent out of me.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was a proper old traditional English-speaking gent.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the rain in Spain and all of that, you know.
A different era, that, isn't it, when they used to...
Yeah, and he hated, with a vengeance, and he freely admitted it, he hated my London accent. Made it his mission to make me speak properly, and it's like, yeah, that worked. So whenever anyone picks me up for speech or spell, I go, one, I don't do the grammar police and spelling police and word police, and two, it's just two fingers up to him, but yeah, I'm still getting pulled up for it. So
I like your accent.
yeah, I hate it if I'm honest, but it is what I've got.
Everybody hates their own voice, though. It's just it's like my mum. When she was at school thousands of years ago, she was in like a proper Catholic school with the nuns.
Oh right, yeah.
And Mum's left-handed. They used to used to hit her with sticks and rulers to stop her from writing with the left hand back in them days.
Tony used to get his hand tied to one side. Lex had that as well.
Yeah.
The teacher said to put his left hand in his pocket and to try and write with his right hand, and that teacher got pulled up by the headmistress of Lex's school. Good. So we don't do that these days. We're not allowed to.
No, it's not the 1950s.
Yeah, you know.
GTFO.
She was not impressed with that.
I should hope not, because it's nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, Lex is like me. He can write with his left hand. He can write with his right hand, and you know, he's quite ambidextrous. Yeah, quite ambidextrous.
It would be handy, that I could imagine, because if you damage your dominant hand, you've got the other hand to count on. I know when I knackered my hand a couple of years ago and I had to have it in a slingy thing, it was a nightmare trying to tie my laces, going to the loo, anything that required two hands. It's just like,
yeah, I can sign my name with both. Obviously, there's noticeable differences between the handwriting, don't get me wrong, because it's never identical, but you know, you can still do it, you can get by.
Yeah, I tried once writing with my left hand, and it's just impossible. It just looks so bad.
Yeah.
Even I can't read it.
I've done it in videos, like part-work videos, where I'm using my left hand to put screws in and using my right hand to do it, and people are like, "Oh, I never noticed that you could use both hands."
I'm trying to think of something where I actually use my left hand, because there are things that you do where it's you're right-handed, but you use your left hand instinctively to do something. And I'm trying to think of something I can't.
Yeah, I'd never hold my phone in my right hand. I'm always texting with my left.
Yeah,
it's weird, isn't it? You know, and H is like, really? You know, I hold my knife in my left hand, my fork in my right hand. You know,
I always have my knife in my left hand.
Yeah,
in my right hand.
And she always says it's the wrong way round. I'm like, well, to me it ain't.
To me it's the right way around.
Yeah, exactly. Please tell her that.
It must be weird for people playing keyboards and pianos and stuff, because to me, left hand is the bass and right hand is the stuff on top of the keyboard. So if you're obviously left-handed, then your left hand would want to play all the high stuff, and your right hand would want to play all the bass notes. I would have thought you're putting your dominant hand into the less important role. It must be a nightmare playing guitar and stuff as well if you're left-handed. String the guitar the other way around.
Yeah.
think actually. I was actually amazed to find Ted was left-handed. It was years before I realised Ted was left-handed.
Yeah, Ted's a left hooker.
Yeah, I can't think any of my other friends are left-handed. I don't think so. But yeah, it took me about 4 years, 5 years. I was like, Ted, are you left-handed? I didn't even realise.
Yeah.
I've already known you for like 5 years. And yet here we are.
Yeah. Well, we was watching Ted airbrushing, weren't we? And was going, yeah, it does look odd, doesn't it? It does look odd. But...
yeah. Bless him.
It always looks uncomfortable watching a left-handed person write.
Yeah, because they have a hand like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing that, though, in the days of, like, fountain pens and ink pens? That must have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
With instant drying ink nowadays, not so much, but... imagine that in the days of actual ink pens.
Prince of Wales is left-handed, wasn't it? And you're watching him sign all the big documents when Charlie was made king, and it just looks so uncomfortable because, like you say, he's using proper ye olde fountain pens, and it's like, yeah, they're going to have to redo all of that because he's just blotted the whole lot out, and it's like, yeah.
Signed by
Yeah. There it is, just there.
There it is.
Oh, wow, we're going to drill you out. Ooh, what have we got to?
I like to drill it.
Yeah. And we've got leads to go into the end of that. Let's have a looky box. How much detail is this engine going to have?
All the detail. I do like some of the poses of these figures on horseback because they've got them like proper horse riding poses. Like this guy's like straight, but his back's kind of slanted back a little bit, and he's looking straight down, like his chin on his chest.
Oh,
like
right,
a proper horse. Oh, and his arm's falling off, like a proper horse ridey type pose.
Oh, nice
You
one.
really have a sense of movement to them, which is quite nice.
I reckon
Bobbing
that
up and down on there, not horses.
he's going to have all the HT leads in there. There's none on the kit. But
Right, stay on this time. No, don't fall off, you gimpatron.
my brain is telling me it's got to have leads on it because
That's how engines work.
that's how engines work. It's like floating alternators. They've got to be connected to something.
It's got to actually have a purpose.
Distributor cap, spark plugs, but there's no connection. So,
Do it.
yeah, it's going to be drilled out.
Let's have a quick look at chat while you're doing that. Let's have a look. Are you surprised Silverstone have done nothing to commemorate Murray Walker, even something like a corner name, says Connor?
Yeah, disappointed if I'm honest. Yeah, because I think that, he gave, 50, 60 odd years of his life to commentary. I would like to have seen a statue outside the BRDC or something like that to commemorate him. And like you say, the Murray Walker turn or the Murray Walker straight. There might be plans afoot to do it, but I think it should have been done by now, didn't you? So, yeah, I am disappointed by that, if I'm honest. Unless it was something that he specifically, when he died, said, please don't name a corner after me. Well, say that then, because people are asking.
Bill says, I'll be sleeping in between naps as I'll be resting my eyelids. I'm I have trouble reading.
So he did there.
I knew a guy who legally changed his name to Darth Vader and his signature was a drawing of Vader's helmet. He could draw it perfectly with both hands.
Oh, mate, legend.
A friend of mine had a friend of mine that went to live in London. He was an arty-farty type, and he got to know many arty-farty types, media types and such. And he knew a guy who changed his surname to Car Park.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just because.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. He told me that and I thought, wow, I thought I was an idiot.
Yeah.
Clearly I'm not that bad.
What was the reaction when you changed your name?
Parents were fine, actually. I mean, I kept my original name in the middle.
Yeah.
But you know,
yeah, I'm not going to give that out, but yeah, I do know that. But
no. Yeah. Well, I changed the surname first. No, I changed the surname first, and then the first name a few years later. So they were fine. My best mate at the time was like, "There's no way I'm calling you that." And within about a week, he was calling me that.
Yeah. What about a driving license? Because you had issues with Facebook, didn't you, at first?
Yeah, no, driving license was fine. That was never a problem.
Yeah.
It was always interesting if I ever got pulled up by the police for anything.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a young driver and you're a bit wobbly on the road, so they sort of see a car wobbling around a roundabout, they pull it over and make sure what's going on. It's like, so that always got a bit interesting.
Yeah, when Lex was last tugged, they was like, "Oh, your parents Superman fans?" He went, "If I had £1." Everyone that's asked me that question, because obviously Lex. It's like, no, they're not.
No, they're not, but they are evil and intend to take over the world.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's weird that they, you know, that they would even contemplate asking you that, you know, but.
Yeah. I've come across, like, just whenever I've been pulled over for anything like that or had interactions with the police, they've always been like just really chatty and talkative and fun. It's like, I mean, I've never actually done anything to, you know, illegal or anything, so it's always been like just a random traffic stop, or I was driving a bit wobbly and they're just like, "Yeah, right, mate."
I was coming back from New Alsford on the M3, and I had the pursuit car pull me over, accompanied by the Buzz on 2 wheels.
Oh yeah.
You know, just you know, got my license and everything ready, and and I had one of my lights was out on the rear corner, and he said, "Oh, like, you know, you got a light out." I said, "Yeah, no worries, I'll get that sorted." He said, "Dude," he said, "I've got to say, I do love this car," because I was in the Monza.
Oh yeah, the Monza. Oh yeah. Nice.
He said, "Oh, can I sit in?" I said, "Sit behind the driver's seat if you want, mate, and have a looky look. It's got all the digital dash and all."
Yeah.
And he was proper made up. He said, "Yeah." I said, "It's absolute thing of beauty." I said, "It's all original mileage and that." And he went, "Beautiful looking car." I said, "Yeah, it'd be even better if both my lights worked though, wouldn't it?" And he did giggle, but, you know, I took it on the chin. It's like, "Yeah, no worries." I said, "I'm not going to give you a ticket." And he said, "But just, you know," he said, "It's my job to let you know."
Yeah.
And they call it a producer, where you go down and just approve it. You know, and I was down there the following day. "There you go, mate. Come out and see the car if you want." No need, mate. You know, but yeah, he said normally people would get tetchy about it. I said, "No, you're only doing your job. Don't bother me at all."
No, this is the thing. It's like I say, you know, it's not like I've got a led a life of crime, but, you know, in the 90s and so on, you often get stopped for traffic when you're a young driver. And whenever I've had interactions with the police, it's like there's no benefit to giving them lip, because if you're just nice to them and just talk to them, "Hi mate, how you doing?" Yeah, then they'll just deal with you and get you on your way. If you give them lip, you're just making it for yourself.
Well, he was at the taxi rank near Bob Missus. This was back when I used to go out and about, and I used to drink at the time as well, hence why we was at the taxi rank and not in the car. And this little chavvy oik was, you know, pulled over by the local Rozzers, and he was proper, and she got proper crooks to catch and all of this lot, and you could tell that the officer that was dealing with him was really going to make sure this kid learnt the lesson, type of thing, you know what I mean? Because he was just being outright cocky and disrespectful, because he knew there was people at the rank, and he was trying to look...
Be the big lad.
Big lad, you know. And the cop was like, "Look, now you've got an audience, mate, you know, but, you know, let us do our job, stop with the attitude," and, you know, and the guy was really trying to goad this copper. And honestly, I got a new proud appreciation for the resilience of the police, because this officer did not deviate once. You know, he was calm, he was respectful, he was proper, just doing his job. And the more this guy got leery, he basically killed him with kindness. In the end, the lad just didn't there, and he pushed the boundaries because he shoved him, and it's like,
oh yeah, that's assault the police officer.
You know, and it's like, well, I'm having you now.
now you're getting arrested.
The cheer that came up from us at the taxi rank because, you know, it was 10 out of 10 for your patience, mate, but, you know, the kid crossed the line at the end of the day. And
it's just that kind of mouthy attitude. And it's like, at what point did you think you were going to end up walking away?
Yeah. It's different now, though, is all I said to the copper. I said, because, you know, when we was that age, we would never put our hands on a policeman like that.
No.
He said, you'll be amazed now. He said, they see it as a badge of honour.
Yeah.
He says, different world now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, you know, we would have seen that as disrespect.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, even though they're the other side of the law, you're still disrespecting someone that's going about their business, doing their job of work. You just can't do it, do you?
Yep. Right, I've made a management decision. I'm going to sacrifice a sword in scabbard so I can have a scabbard for his sword. Because I'm sorry, I'm not having him waving a sword about and not actually having a scabbard on his sword.
No, that's a bit lame, mate. I totally respect your correction of a GW kit there, mate.
Yep.
You've gone up in my estimations, mate, for that.
Yep. I didn't exercise my right to vote just so I can be given a swordless scabbard.
So does this now make you a scratch building guru?
Yeah, basically I can scratch build anything now. I need to go and work for Industrial Light and Magic making spaceships. Of course, I haven't actually got a hole in the scabbard, so that's the difficult bit. I'll have to figure out how to drill a hole in there somehow.
Drill bit, mate.
Hole. Yeah, tiny little hole for where the sword should go. That'll be for another time.
Yeah, that's what I did with my Roman.
Yeah.
Drilled out his
barrels,
sheath and all of that lot because it's like,
you manhandled your Roman sheath.
Yeah, you can't not.
No. You can't have a solid.
Yeah, you can't have a solid. You know, he's got to be able to put the sword away when he's finished with it. It's like.
It's nice hearing rain outside. I've not heard it outside for a while.
Yeah, we've got that fresh minty smell coming in through the window at the moment, so it's obviously owning it down a bit outside, which is needed, to be quite honest with you, because it's sticky end of the sheet of blue Peter, sticky back plastic in here at the moment.
Did you know?
Did I know?
You know that smell when it's been dry for a while and then it rains and you get that sort of soily smell?
Yeah.
Did you know there's actually a name for that?
No.
It's called petrichor.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's the smell you get when rain hits dried soil and land.
Oh, there you go.
It's to do with the chemicals that are released.
I can imagine, yeah. Of course, yeah.
It's just one of the nicest smells. It's often voted as one of the most pleasant smells, like cut grass.
Yeah.
Although I think breaking bread should be high up on the list.
Yeah, cut grass is fine once you've stopped sneezing.
Yeah, it's fine if you're not bothered by it.
Yeah.
We've got buildermans on our street at the minute, digging up the road.
Oh, have you?
For the electrics, and they're going all the way down the road from one
nice
end to the other. So there's all the boards up, but they're avoiding all the driveways. And they're all Irish fellas. It's very good because they're all talking really, really loud.
Yeah.
And I was talking to them the other day, and I was just asking them, what they were doing and stuff. And but it's funny because at the moment it's just the Department of Holes digging up all the pavement for the other crews to come in and do all the wiring and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like they clock in at 8 o'clock, wake you all up, and then they get the work done and bugger off by lunchtime, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's like, could you not have done it in the afternoon, half a day? Because then we wouldn't be getting up at 7 in the morning.
It's crack of dawn here, mate.
Yeah. And I've not seen what it is, but they've got some vehicle. I keep meaning to check it, but they've got some vehicle that I think is electric. Because you get you can hear the little Caterpillar track vehicles going, but then they've got this thing that just goes up and down the road, and I keep meaning to see what it is, but I can't. I keep missing it. But I don't know what it is. Is it a van or I don't know, but it sounds like a spaceship. But so far, nobody's offered to tarmac my driveway anyway. So got a bit of tarmac left over, sir. What do you like your driveway doing? Oh yes. No, thank you.
Connor says the smell of grass cut is actually a chemical released by the grass when it's feeling threatened. So what we smell is the grass is screaming. Yeah.
Yes, it's agony and screaming.
Yeah, it's almost like us with an adrenaline type thing. It's
Yeah.
Oh, the grass is crying. Oh, don't tell me that.
Yeah, because now I won't like the smell.
I was going to go out and trim the garden. I've got to do it now.
Here's another interesting smell fact. If anybody in the chat, if you have an interesting fact about smell, put it in the chat. I like interesting facts. There's an animal called a binturong,
right?
Which is like I think it's like a fruit-eating thing. It's like imagine a raccoon but with a massive tail, and it's got big flappy paws, and they're quite big. That size of a dog. And I think they live in like Thailand and places like that. It's called a binturong, and they're really adorable. They can be quite grumpy, but apparently they smell exactly, and I mean literally exactly like popcorn. Oh, right. I was watching this video of one, and they said, this is popcorn, the binturong, and it's called that because binturong smell exactly like popcorn. And the guy was like, really? So he said, yeah, give a smell. So he smelled it. He said, dear God, it is popcorn. It smells exactly like popcorn. I'm like, how awesome would that be to just go through life smelling like something nice? Imagine if your natural musk was like, popcorn or baking bread or something. It'd be great.
Oh yeah.
Save you a fortune in deodorant.
Be all over there.
Whereas I spend my life going through just smelling of Ming. Stank.
Yes.
I just smell of the t-shirt that I forgot to put in the wash. That's my essence.
Old dry t-shirt musk, is it?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Pardon me.
Here's a question that I don't understand and I need an answer to. And there's probably a very obvious answer, but and this is white goods, so you might not know because you've probably not been allowed to hear one for years. But you can't profess to know because you put yourself in trouble. But on our washing machine, we've got the little tray that you pull out where you put your washing powder or your washing tablet and your conditioner and stuff. And it's got like the trays, and then where the handle is, that's a hole. So if you put too much powder in, it fluffs up and foams up and just comes out of the front of the washing machine. Why has it got a hole in the front of the door? Why is that? That's a really stupid idea, surely, to have a hole in the front of the door.
Why doesn't it have an expansion overflow pipe that then goes out into the drain? Yeah.
Or why does it just put all the extra foam in the wash?
Yeah. Is it to let you know that you've overfilled it because it thinks you're stupid? I don't know.
It could be, but at that point you can't really stop it. You just have to sit there and panic and put towels down. This is all because I put too much powder in the other day and it overflowed a bit, and I went in and there was a bit of a snow foam party.
Oh, you had a foxicle moment, did you?
Yeah. Well, it was like a few small things, and I accidentally put a whole cup of powder in. It was like... Carpet's quite clean now. See,
I wouldn't be allowed to do such challenging white appliance tasks because the one time I did, I put the dishwasher tablet in the washing machine and the washing machine tablet. As you can imagine, that went very well.
Well, I was
a little bit foamy.
Yeah, I was thinking today. It's like I don't even know if I can put washing machine tablets in my washing machine because I don't know if it's too old. What's the worst that can happen?
Exactly. Trust
me. The worst thing at the minute is like because some of the stuff that Mum always uses because she's old. Yeah. Obviously, we have items that are safe for accidents, things that I have to wash when accidents occur, and you can't use fabric conditioner on them. So, which means that invariably I'm doing all the washing, like my clothes and her clothes and other stuff, and nothing's getting any fabric conditioner, and it's horrible. Yeah. Oh, after, so used to wearing clothes where you've had fabric, and it's all soft, and these are all like crispy and horrible. I don't like not using fabric conditioner. I did say I'm not an alpha male, didn't I?
Yeah, but you are talking to the bloke who really does enjoy cleaning the cooker.
Yeah. Our oven here is so bad that I may just have to buy a new one.
Like, I'll come up and clean it. I'll be in my element, mate.
I would pay you because it's literally about 15 years old and it's never been cleaned ever. And it's not been used for about 2 years. And, the only problem is it's in this little shelf area, and the shelf is only just about exactly big enough for it to fit. So it's got to be a very specifically sized oven.
H always says to me there is something seriously wrong with you.
You like hoovering?
I love hoovering. I'm allowed to hoover. I'm the one who... every hoover we've ever owned, it's always me that's bought it because I do the hoovering. I've got one of those cordless Dysons now because I use that as a second crutch. So when I'm going around hoovering, I've got obviously my crutch that I use for walking. Just wanted to emphasise this in my left hand. And the Dyson Hoover in me right, and I just potter along, hoover.
I do feel compelled to say right now.
Yeah. I do. I love a bit of hoovering, mate. You know, it's just my thing. And dusting.
My trouble at the minute is my qualm at the minute is that there's a cellar spider in the living room.
Yeah.
And I don't really mind cellar spiders because they just hang there and they just gangle in the corner and they rarely move. But I can't get to it because it's in the part of the room where there's too much stuff in the way and I can't get the little stepladder to go and rescue it.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's like, I can't get to it. And I can't move anything because that's where Mum lives now, down there. And it's like, I keep saying to her, the cellar spider's still there.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah. And the other day, there was a little tiny spider on the wall. And it was near one of the cellar spiders in the corner.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll try and kill two birds with one stone. I got my fluffinator, which is basically a fluffy duster on a telescoping thing.
So you're a fluffer. Is that what you're saying?
I'm a fluffer. I like a nice bit of fluffing. But what I've learned is if you get like a big house spider on the wall, they can move in little spurts. So you can gently guide them along the wall. If I get one up near the ceiling, I can use the fluffinator to gently sort of direct it down the wall so I can then catch it in a glass. So I basically navigated this little tiny spider right to where the big cellar spider was in the hope that one would eat the other.
Oh, right, yeah.
No, the big cellar spider sat in its web and went for 10 minutes and the little spider just wandered off. I'm like, wow, that was not a David Attenborough moment. That was very boring. I'm disappointed. Now I've got to catch you both. I don't know. Cellar spiders are weird. They'd be kind of cute if it wasn't for their little body, which is minging.
Yeah.
I don't mind the dangly legs.
Earth pigs. They're fun.
Oh, I love them so much. I love little woodlice. Earth pigs. Such a better name. We get them on our landing window all the time. They're so cute. If I was going to get pets, I think I'd actually get some isopods, because you can get big isopods as pets. Like you get a tank, you get a little apiary or whatever.
Yeah.
You get some big European ones. They're quite cool. You just feed them leaves. This is it. Leaf matter. Not hard to keep, and they're so cool. There's one that's black and white and stripy, and it's called a zebra.
Oh, right,
isopod. And it's like stripy. It's black and white. It's quite cute. I like the way they wiggle the little antennae when they walk around. It's weird, isn't it, how there's some bugs that you don't mind and you'd happily let them wander around on your hand, and then there's some bugs that you just freak out and run away from.
Yeah.
It's like, isopod's not that much different from a cockroach, but if I saw a cockroach, I'd have to get the flamethrower out.
Athena says, smell fact, we can recognise and form memories from 10,000 odours. He's now got an image of me as Hyacinth Bouquet for those outside the UK. It's a character from a sitcom, but she was always cleaning. That's my Aunt Wyn, because my Aunt Wyn lives in St Wreatham.
Oh, yeah.
Bill says his neighbour called me a psychopath because I have to empty the Hoover every time I use it. No, roll with that, mate. Same here. Straight to the bin, full. Empty.
We've got a Henry, and our Henry eats well and often. Well, and doesn't poop very often.
My missus laughs because I cleaned the inside clear cylinder of the Dyson with a wet wipe.
It's all right.
Every time I Hoover, I empty it, then it's like... She's like, you're so OCD, and I went, yeah, but it's see-through. You kind of want it to look clean. It's a bloody Hoover. And I go, it's my Hoover.
Doesn't matter.
Leave me alone. Let me do
I want
my
the
thing.
dust to be clean when it comes out.
Yeah. But she just stands there. She's like, I got to bring in all my Henrys for you. And I went, I'd sit and clean them.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll tell you what. It's proof of what an alpha male I am, right? What a giga chad I am. Many years ago, Mum and I went to a local shop to get a Hoover, and we got a Henry.
Yeah.
And in the window, they had a little Henry about this big.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want that. I want that Henry for my workbench. I want that exact Henry because it's like the size of it's like that kind of size.
Yeah.
And he went, it's not real. It's just a display thing. They don't make them that small. And I was heartbroken.
I would beg to differ because I got H1 for Christmas last year.
Yeah, this was about 10 years ago.
Yeah, little teensy weensy bench Henry, a little bit smaller than, yeah. It's got the little hose and, yeah.
Oh, they must have existed back then. Because I was like, I was mourning the fact I couldn't buy one. I'm like, I'm really sad now, and I'm sad that I can't buy a Hoover. This is ridiculous. Mum says to me, you're just getting domesticated. I'm like, shut up. Shut up and put your cup on the mat.
Yeah.
We might be on target for 2 dudes tonight.
I know, I'm scared.
Might have to go maybe 5 minutes long, I don't know. We'll see. I can't not do it now. I won't get all his accessories on, but I'll get the dude built. How are you coming on with your car there, fella?
All right. There you go, see? Look, bench Henry.
Oh, yeah, they didn't exist when I was in the era of buying.
I will send you an associate's link.
Now available in Festas Amazon store. Bench Henrys.
Because H has a hatred of Henrys. Because they're the bane of her life, basically, because they don't comply to her way of thinking. I am the one who's forever repairing the Henrys that she's damaged through broken wheels, snapped hoses, damaged tubes where she's thrown it across the office, that type of thing. And yeah, it's got quite a violent tendency as H.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. I've sent you an associate's link.
Oh, you're a star, thank you. I have to get one. I did one of my comic strips. I just remembered I did it. One of my comic strips many years ago was the characters suddenly realise that their Henry Hoover is possessed.
Yeah.
And it's just sitting there swearing and throwing and like spitting stuff out and being evil. I don't know where that idea came from.
Yeah, she reckons they're possessed by the devil.
Mm-hmm. This one was just saying made up swear words, fudge nuggets and things like that. It had an evil face. Evil Henry face.
She just stands there and goes, it's always looking at me smiling. That's because it's face love.
Yeah.
It's laughing at me. It's a plastic Hoover, love.
It's a Hoover. It's what you call a crap-eating grin, he said politely, saying, rewording it to the polite version. I'm not a big fan of doing the hoovering, but I'm always happy once it's done because you get that certain feeling of satisfaction.
Yeah, it don't bother me.
What I don't get, though, is you hoover the stairs and you get all the bits of stuff on the stairs. We've got carpet on our stairs. And the one thing I don't get is where these things come from.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I found it was a little bit of plastic with some writing on. And I can't remember what it was from, but it was clearly... I knew what it was from, but it was something that had never, ever been anywhere near the stairs, ever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? How is that even a thing that's there? What?
Absolutely. Athena has a working Mini Henry on his desk. Absolutely. Ooh. Bill says when you move out of army married quarters, the estate manager goes round with white gloves, fox gloves. On finding dust, it scars you for life and makes you do all sorts of weird little cleany things. Athena says, I remember seeing that done on Soldier. Great TV show. Well, yeah, furniture was broken in one place. They moved the furniture around so they wouldn't find out till after they'd gone. Yeah, he did the full white glove thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that show. Soldier.
I remember it, but I don't think I ever watched it. It was not my kind of show.
That was the show. Well, yeah, I'm an uneducated cockney. I'm not as posh as you, am I?
No, I didn't say that, did I?
No, I did.
No, I just wasn't... I don't even know what I was watching at the time. I wasn't headed at the time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that gave us the unfortunate Robson and Jerome double act.
Yeah,
that show.
That's probably why I wasn't watching it.
So it's got its... Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's of its time.
Says the bloke who's the world's #1 Reg Ollis fan.
This is true. You can't beat a nice bit of Reg. Good bit of Reg.
So you have been known to partake in a soap, dear.
Yeah, oh, I don't deny that. When I was much younger, I used to watch Brookside and Coronation Street. When I was much younger, that's because it was on and I was there at the time.
Last time I saw an episode of Coronation Street, Fred G was a barman.
Good God, that's going back a long way.
Crossroads was a bloke in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Remember watching a bit of El Dorado when that came out?
Oh, God. Oh,
yeah, it's like,
oh no.
Yeah, that's half hour of my life I'm never getting back.
Oh, I remember I watched one episode of
you had Albion Market, didn't
Albion
you?
Market, yeah. I remember one episode of that thing that was supposed to be a EastEnders killer, and it was just
Didn't
brutal.
that die a death as well?
Yeah, it didn't last very long at all.
I think the media desperately wanted that to fail, didn't they?
Yeah, it was destined to do nothing else but fail, I'm afraid.
They pumped a lot of money into that, didn't they?
Yeah. It was a Granada production, if I remember at the time. If it was Granada or it was just ITV, I don't know. Dad worked on that a little bit. He was like, yeah, it's rubbish. Oops. Come on, horsey mans, cooperate with me. We're on a tight schedule here. Or even schedule, even. Don't fall off.
You know what's going to happen now then? It's going to fall off, isn't it?
Yep. It's going to do awkwardness and fall off. This gentleman is not being as cooperative as his brethren.
I am insanely drilling out this distributor cap for this V12 engine. It's like,
It needs to be right, dude.
got to.
Yep, got to do it.
You know, it's like rude not to, isn't it? But it is one of those jobs that, yeah, I should be using the microscope for, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
I've done a few of them. But yeah, it is a microscope job.
It's a microscope job.
And I've got some thinner wire I could use as well. Cat 5 network cable. Perfect for it.
For your tubes.
For me, wires. Let's bung that in there. And that's...
It's a Cat 5 life.
But it's the thing is, I know full well once I've put the engine cover on, you'll never see it. But if I do go down the see-through route and have a bit of expose, then there is a possibility that it will be seen. And
Yeah. And there's always, you could take photographs of the whip and therefore you'll see it that way.
exactly. So PJ hasn't been in tonight, but if anyone's going to spot a flaw, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to give him the satisfaction.
No.
And I mean that in the nicest possible way. He knows that.
Yeah, it's almost like, he has the Hubble on. He has the James Webb on demand just in case you can zoom in and check
Oh, yeah.
check the accuracy of things. Wait a minute. Oh, I've not got a breastplate on this horse.
Yeah. And he means it in the nicest way. He's only trying to help, but... And then he'll go, but I'm not a rivet counter. Of course you're not. But then it comes in handy sometimes because he can spot something that I've overlooked, so I'm happy with that. Constructive criticism doesn't hurt anyone. It's destructive critique.
No.
Just trying, from people trying to be a dick. That's what irks people.
Yeah, Wheaton's rule, Wheaton's law. Rule number 1 of the internet. Don't be a dick.
But when it's done constructively for helpful purposes, I've got no issues with it.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep,
Because I freely admit, my eyesight ain't the greatest.
Nope. We're old. It is the way of things. Oh, I should have put this backpack on before you, Spoon.
What have we got? How are we doing for the Harry? Right, we are coming up to 2 o'clock. You want a little bit longer, don't you? Because you're doing something, so...
just literally a couple of minutes, I think. I've
yeah,
just got to
so
glue
we'll
some
go
bits
to
on.
a maximum, what, 10 past will do?
Yeah, well, I've only got to stick one arm and a thing on, so as a wrap-up, I'll finish it off camera.
No, that's all right. You do what you're doing, mate, because I'm just going to start packing sub-assemblies away, so...
Well, you pack your bits up. Pack your bits up.
Do it in there. Where did I put my polys? Somewhere.
That doesn't look good at all.
Stash. All the bags are so many bags. But what have I done tonight? Not an awful lot, actually, but it's been mainly stripping chrome and that, and starting a few sub-assemblies, bit of suspension, bit of gearbox, bit more suspension with drive shafts. These are all going to be painted separately and then all bolt together and joined. End plates of the engine. And then I've started me distributor cap drilling that out. Yeah, for me, it's mainly been preparation work, getting rid of all the chrome and all of that lot. So that's what I've been up to. Polying her caps, that's what I wanted to put back in her.
Poly caps. Right.
There we go. Nice girl she is, Poly caps. Barmaid down the Dog and Trump here.
Oh, yeah. What have I done tonight? I have done 2 horsey mans. I have done this horsey man's.
Yeah.
As you can see there, with his big pointy grenade stick. I like the pose of him kind of like leaning back a little bit.
Yeah.
And I've done this horsey man's, which is the same basic body and pose, but I've given him a different arm. He's got a swardy arm.
Yeah.
And I've also covered up the egregious seam line in the intimate feminine area of all these sort of horses.
Yeah.
They're not actual horses. So I've done 2 dudes.
Oh,
I've only
nice
got
one.
3 left to do. And as always, I'll try and do them during the week and get them done out of the way for next week. But, you know, or we might be doing them next week.
Yeah. Connor says, can anyone recommend any online retail model shops based in the UK, particularly any ones that specialise in model cars? Last proper model shop in my nearest city shut this week. You are talking to 2 people that build for the official E-Models build team, mate.
Yeah.
So straight away I've put in emodels.co.uk. Your number
Your
one
one-stop
shop for all your model making needs.
All your model making
Tell you
needs.
what I did find in this kit. Look at that.
Ooh, Paragraphics. I've got a Paragraphics sticker somewhere.
Oh, yeah, one of their push bin bag type
nice.
things, yeah. Just something random that was in this kit box.
Good photo etch Paragraphics. You don't like photo etch, though?
Oh, yeah, I got their set for my Voyager, didn't I?
Yeah, I think I got a set for my Colonial Viper at one point.
Yeah, the Voyager that is getting all lit up and, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I forgot
yeah.
a runabout I need to do at some point.
So, yeah, that's one that will be coming back in. I found the box containing the entire sub-assemblies, so it's going to go into the booth and be primed and, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Horse fingers, says Bobbins, for some reason.
Horse fingers for horses.
There you go.
Actually,
I know Colin likes them so much.
Leave that one out. Yeah, I'm not looking.
He's not looking.
He does it to me every week, and he knows I'm not going to look.
Yeah, I've not put a breastplate on that horse.
Let's get that one out ready. And then I can cleanse that off. So that's that bag. Yeah. Connor says thanks. No worries, mate. That's what we're here for, mate. We try our best to answer any questions, mate. I always say I don't pretend or profess to be an oracle of all things modelling, but I have a bloody good go and I'll have a good attempt at building them. Yep. But I wouldn't say I'm the world's best modeller. I wouldn't say I'm the world's worst. I'm happy with what I do.
Yep. And the chances are, if we don't know something, somebody in chat will anyway.
Exactly, but we don't profess to be all things modelling because we're only blokes at the end of the day, having fun.
We're only blokes. We have our own preferences and tastes, so we don't like everything. You won't catch me making sporty race cars.
Oh no, you won't come out your Warhammer comfort zone for the world. We know that. That's what is your thing.
Oh, I will. I'll do World War II stuff and other things, but not much, not often.
I was going to say I had air the last time I saw you build anything non-Warhammer.
I had air the last time I built anything normal.
Right, that's that. So we might as well then wrap up for the night and let you folks get off for the rest of your weekend. So I'll part by saying massive thanks to each and every one of you that has taken the time to come in and keep us two idiots company.
Oh, yes.
Also, big thanks for everyone that has put in super chats. It really does help me out. It helps keep this channel alive, helps pay for the streaming software, so I really do appreciate it. So massive thanks for that. Chunks has just popped in the chat saying hello. Southwest Model. Hello, Chunks.
Hello,
lovely to see you, mate.
Perfect timing. Okay, goodbye.
Feeder says subscribe to their channel, watching out for live streams that these two are involved in. Yes, he models his Monday. He says, okay, goodbye. Sorry, Chunks. Yeah, I mean, we do until 2 a.m. now, mate. So apologies for that, mate. But I'm unable to do the 4-hour live streams that I once did, mate. So I am sorry for that, buddy. We look forward to seeing you next Friday. Me and Fox are going to sort out a schedule when we can start doing our next E-Models builds for our Monday show. Anything E-Models related now will be moved from Wednesday to Monday because I'll be dropping in a Wednesday show at some point.
Yes.
So stay safe and well. Enjoy the rest of your bank holiday in the UK. And for the rest of you around the world, stay safe and well. Thanks for coming in, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down,